The first one missed is number 4. Create a new query in Design View based on the ad rep and the advertiser tables. So you added all the correct fields. When you saved the query, it should be saved as ad rep advertiser. Ad rep should be capitalized, the A, and advertiser is misspelled. So close this and right click and rename it and make those corrections. Advertiser, no T in there. And then it would be correct. Okay, this is for instruction. Okay, for instruction 6, the title of that field that you created should have been total of billboard ID instead of total of count. So you need to change that title. Look back at where you created it was the problem. You could recreate it if you wanted to. And that was for the state type crosstab in instruction 6. The other thing, other than the descending order there, which you do have that, you are also supposed to only return, set up the query to only return the top 25% and then run it. And so you would have only had 5 records showing. And that's on the top values query. The next instruction you missed was number 9. Open the square foot area query, which I have open, and I put it in design view. Modify the query by creating a calculated field. So go to the last item. And in that field, they want us to type square foot colon. Oops, I'm in caps lock, so I need to do that over. And brackets height in the bracket and multiply by width. And they mentioned that you could do this in Zoom, which you just right click on there and choose Zoom so that you can see it a little better when you're typing it in. Be sure you spell height correctly because I've had someone that has done that. And that's it. So click OK and then run it. And once you've run it, you see your square foot field that you added with the correct calculations. The next one is to open the caption query in design view, which it is in. And just to do that, you just go to view and choose design view. Anytime it's run, it goes back to data sheet view. So the facing query, they want us to add a caption. So to do that, right click on it and go to properties. And in the caption, they want it to say direction. And then close that and run it. And there's your facing field with the caption direction. Okay, the next one is to open the no current due query. In design view, modify the query to show only records where the current due field is equal to 0. So if we run the query right now, we have 18 records. In design view, if we change to current due, the criteria to equals 0, and then run it, you only get 2. And the next one, which is instruction 12, in the Washington Advertiser's query in design view, they want you to hide the state. So don't delete it, just hide it. So you click this on the show line and that hides it. When you run it, the state is not there. But when you go back to design view, the state is still in there to use later if you needed it. Okay, the next one on billboard type query in design view, they want you to add criteria to the type field. They want it to either be bulletin or, and so the or needs to go on the next line, digital, and run that. And you'll see that you only have types of digital or bulletin in the list, and there are 17 that are returned. On the multiple sort query in design view, we want to modify the query to sort the records in ascending by add rep number. So on the sort line, choose ascending, and then by the advertiser name field, also in ascending, and then run. In the small audience query in design view, add criteria to select only those records where the value in the DEC field is less than 2,000. So you want to use the less than symbol, 2,000, and then run the query. And all of these are less than 2,000, and close and save it. Okay, the next one is this billboards by type query. In design view, modify it by adding totals to the query as described below. For the type field, set the total row to group by. Okay, so set the total row for the type field. First, we need to show hide totals. For the billboard field, set the total row to count. And this should actually be the billboard field, so they want that set to count. And this should be billboard ID, I believe. Okay, and then close that and save it. And the last thing that you missed is the last item. Create a report using the report wizard. Based on the all advertisers query. So click here. Okay, there's the all advertisers query. Include all fields, so use the double arrow to move them all over. Then click next. Do you want to add any grouping? It says group the report by last name and use no additional groupings. So move over last name and then click next. Use no additional sorting, so click next. Use a stepped layout and portrait orientation, which is already set for that. And next. And the title should be all advertisers report. So change the word query to report. And finish. And there's your report. And it's down here.